All right, so we were talking about how you overlap, in a sense, working your way up. And I've had some flaws as I go through this. But now I had mentioned that I'm getting really concerned about how I'm going to transition from this portion up to here. And I'm thinking I'm going to have to dado out a groove in through here in order to have these fit in. So this is kind of the last transitional two pieces or strips that are going to make that. I'm really digging into in order to make that. I'm finding that if I cut now, it makes it a lot easier in order to put these on. And I am still doing no nails. So it really is kind of one strip at a time, back and forth, as one cures and gets solid a little bit before I add the next one. So we did this one last night. I'm going to go ahead and put this one on. We'll extend it past just a little bit. But again, just getting your edges first before you're trying to put this up, because we've got a lot of bend in these strips now, because now we're trying to bend it this way as well as twist it. Let me show you one of the problems I had just a minute ago. So CA glue is a wonderful tool as you're working with these boats as well. Had a little bit of a branch or a knot in this area. And when I was carrying the strip over in order to do the cove cut, it snapped right here. Dang it. So it was a nice clean break. Had it on the table, used the CA glue, used the accelerant, and then went through and machined it. So it was able to do that really, really fast. Then what I worked on was when we put it up here, as I was starting to clamp things down, I went ahead and took a large piece of scrap wood, used a clamp, just a grip clamp on here, so that if there was any torsional twist on that from this point to the front, this was able to kind of add support to it so that it didn't snap again. Right now, it's looking really good. I like the feel of it, and so we will just continue working with it. So that's one of the solutions. Using a little CA glue, use as little as possible because you can see how it's going to change the wood grain a little bit. But in a sense, I'll tell anyone, well, it's just a part of the wood in order to enhance the features. You always have to make up good stories as the process goes along. All right, so you can see it takes quite a bit of time in order to just get one side without any nails secured. And you really do have to just be patient, take your time. Like I said, it seems to work when we get into the curve here. Much better to do it from one end and wrap it all the way around to the other side because you're really doing quite a few bends, all of that, as well as you've got that cove, that very delicate edge that you don't want to damage as best as possible as you're putting it onto the next bead that's down below. So we're going to let that dry for a couple hours, and then we're going to come and figure out how we're going to make, again, a little bit more of that transition here. And then when am I going to actually start to dado out a little rabbit here so that we can just start adding those in. And I'm wavering as to whether or not I really want a keel board all the way across. I kind of want to try not doing that this time, but we'll just kind of see how that works out. So let's take a little break. Let's go do some other work, and then we'll come back to this in a couple hours.